When ASUS announced the StudioBook Pro 16 with the ASUS dial, they also announced this mouse here, the ASUS ProArt mouse MD300. In line with the StudioBook 16, it also has the ASUS dial on the mouse itself, but this mouse is more than just that dial. It's very different compared to other mouse that we've used in the past. So in today's video, let's take a look at it. So I'm just gonna give you a quick tour of the unboxing experience. Actually, I've already taken out the mouse. What you're gonna get inside the box is fairly simple. So the carton here and then the box of accessory. What you're gonna get inside is nothing particularly out of the ordinary. So you're just gonna get Type A to Type C cable. This is a converter, so it is to extend the wireless receiver, something like that. So I'll leave all of this aside. The mouse pad here, this is the ASUS ProArt mousepad PS201 with A3 size. I'll talk more about this later, so I will just leave it in front of me so I don't forget about it. Now, taking a look at the mouse, let me just get this here for you to see. At the bottom here, we do get this magnetic door so that we can push it here to reveal the wireless receiver that is parked inside the mouse. That's a real nice touch. And looking at the back here, we also have a total of 3 profiles to cycle through, so we can connect up to 3 devices via Bluetooth or the wireless dongle inside. And then this toggle switch here, we can either power it off, use it with the dongle connect mode, or maybe use it in Bluetooth mode. Again, these two things are tied into each other. So what makes this mouse special is actually the dial on this side here. So we got one dial which we can also press at the center here, and then there's another wheel here in place of the back and forward button on other mouse. And then we still have the usual left and right clicks, scroll wheel, click, and then this part here is actually clickable, so it's the typical DPI cycle button. So I've been using this mouse for the past, I don't know, I used it for a week or so, and I didn't want to go back to use this mouse because of a lot of reasons. So number one, when I first picked up this mouse, I thought that, hey, there's a wheel here, so that's mostly for horizontal scrolling, right? That would be much more efficient to use if I'm gonna deal with big Excel sheets. Apparently it's not. So we do have the usual scroll wheel here for vertical scrolling. This wheel here does something entirely different. Let me just show you on this laptop here. So what I'm gonna do is take out this wireless dongle to plug it into the laptop. So you can see here, I got the web page loaded. I'm gonna turn it on to the dongle mode. Then the mouse works perfectly right now. So let me show you. Vertical scrolling via the scroll wheel works flawlessly, no problem. But this wheel here, it is also vertical scrolling for some reason. I will definitely get back to this later, okay? So by default, the ASUS scroll wheel, we can only control the system volume, which this OSD is triggered when we spin the wheel. So if we want to select, of course, we can press at the center of the wheel, select, and then we can roll the wheel again to change the system volume. Okay, that's fine. Now, we head back into the Armoury Crate software because I don't know why this mouse is using the Armoury Crate software to customize instead of the ProArt software. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here, but let me just show you what's the option available. So as you can see here, I can drag around the OSD layout by just clicking and dragging. And then what we can customize in the Armoury Crate software is, of course, the left and right clicks, the DPI button here, scroll wheel up and down including the click as well, and also by clicking the left here, we can get a side view of the ASUS dial alongside with the, I don't know what's this, a view? Something like that, this side view here. So since it cannot do horizontal scrolling, what I did was a little bit of a unclean way, if that's a word. So what I did was, you can see there is no option for horizontal scroll wheel in the Armoury Crate software. What I did was to set it to a keyboard shortcut. So keyboard shortcut, then I have to press my own key, so I just press left and right keys, right? I might as well just do that. So this one is left, then scrolling up here is keyboard function, right side. Okay, so there we go. So as you can see here, I don't have Excel installed on this laptop, but I can still show you that I have changed the setting on the wheel so that this side wheel here, when I roll it up and down, it acts like the keyboard arrow keys left and right. So yeah, it works on the Notepad software as we can see here, which is not an ideal solution because of one thing. This wheel here, it doesn't offer any tactile feedback when you roll it. What happens is, it's like a free spinning wheel, but it also has a very high starting resistance force, so I always overshoot when I try to use that wheel, which is kind of frustrating. And back to the Armoury Crate software, we can see that there's really not much things to customize in this software here. Of course, the ASUS dial does have a lot of options for you to play around with, but it's mostly not something that I'll use. You can also select the function to work like a Microsoft Wheel device, which it does offer a few different features compared to the ASUS dial, but I would just recommend you to stick with ASUS dial because it offers you more customization if you want to set macros and whatnot. So yeah, if we turn on the Microsoft Wheel device, then we have to use the Microsoft settings to change the settings there. Yeah, there we go. This is all the built-in tools. So as you can see here, you don't really have that much function compared to the ASUS dial. And the ASUS dial also has this wheel OSD menu thing going on. So I'll just leave it in ASUS dial mode. So if we head into the ASUS dial sub-menu here in the Armoury Crate, we can customize it to do specific functions in those partnered apps like Adobe Photoshop, After Effects, Lightroom Classic and Premiere Pro. These features are mostly the same as the ProArt Studio book that we reviewed a few months ago, so you can check it out at the top right corner there instead for a more detailed look at this setting. This video is only focused on the mouse itself, and I think overall the build quality and the shape of this mouse is actually quite comfortable to use. It's just that the missing forward and back buttons, like many other mouse that we tried previously, is quite a fatal blow to me. I use those buttons every day and I can circumvent it if this wheel is good enough. I can just hold alternate, then use the arrow keys left and right to navigate back and forward. I don't mind using that shortcut, but this wheel here is just always overshooting. I tried holding alternate and then go back. It always overshoots and going back a few pages instead of just one. Then it's frustrating, and I really do hope that this wheel will be improved in the next generation. The wheel here is more or less the same as the laptop's wheel. It's also a free spinning wheel, no tactile feedback, and position wise it's good. I don't get any accidental scroll spins, so that's okay. Overall, this mouse, I'm just mostly disappointed with this wheel and also the lack of a dedicated forward and back button. You have space here, so you could have just placed it there, but you didn't. Why am I so angry at this mouse? And this mouse is not cheap as well. For us here in Malaysia, this mouse goes officially at retail for 499 ringgit. At that price, you have a lot of other mouse that I personally would choose over this mouse. And yeah, you do have special features here, but yeah, it needs some refinement. So enough about the mouse, let's talk about a mousepad. This mousepad, I don't think it's available for sale here in Malaysia, but I'm still gonna open it up for you guys to see because there is something special about this mousepad. So I opened this mousepad before just to have a look. So we can see here we have a pull tab behind, which I have already torn open. And at the back here, we can see a brief overview of what the mousepad can do. So there's two magnetic areas. We'll get more into that later. And then antibacterial fabric throughout the entire mouse area. So opening up, you can just pull it out like this. The whole thing will reveal itself. Oh, I regret doing that. And here we have yet another piece of accessory which I am having a difficult time getting out. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna leave all of these aside. So yeah, this is the mouse pad. It's big, kinda clean in terms of design, and then the two magnetic areas, which they have shown earlier at these two sides here. This is the thing that they included, that you can snap it onto either one of these corners. I don't know what's the point of this, because I tried rolling the entire mouse pad together and then use this as a holder, but it doesn't work that way since it's inside, and then how am I gonna roll it across? I don't know. Maybe it's for a cable holder, so if we have some cables, then we can just... And the mouse pad overall feels clean, feels good to use, but one of the special features is the one behind here. This is a special grey card, which you can already see it's very dirty. So I'm not sure if the grey card is gonna be accurate since it's so dirty. And also do keep in mind that this dirtiness is caused by the packaging's ink. You can see there's a lot of black splotches. Yeah, those is caused by the packaging. So yeah, I don't know if this can be erased. Also, this is kind of like a silicone high friction material, so it will definitely rub a lot of dirt on it. So in conclusion, I think that these two devices do have their own potential, especially the mouse. I do like the shape and size and weight of it, and also the features available. Triple connectivity mode is good, but this scroll wheel definitely needs to improve. You need a tactile feedback, or maybe just a feature for horizontal scrolling, please, and then add dedicated forward and back buttons. Those two buttons are irreplaceable, and I just find myself pressing these two gaps when I'm using this mouse. So yeah, the mouse pad on the other hand, maybe change out this back material here. Currently it gets too dirty way too quickly, even out of the box, and yeah, maybe give us a way to tie it up or something like that. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have to share with you about these two things, the MD300 mouse and also the, what's the name again? PS201 A3 ProArt mouse pad.